Name is Telayo. So I'm here to present ways teenagers are prepared for adulthood in Nigeria and the challenges they face. So adolescence in Nigeria. Adolescence is a critical transitional stage between childhood and adulthood, shaping identity, values, and future potential in Nigeria, home to over 200 ethnic groups and a diverse socio-economic landscape. This phase carries unique significance. With a large and growing youth population, the country faces both opportunities and challenges in ensuring teenagers are adequately prepared for adult life. Understanding this context is essential to addressing the needs of Nigerian youth. Educational preparation. Primary and secondary schools equip Nigerian teens with teenagers with foundational literacy, numeracy, and critical thinking skills essential for adult life and employment. Schools also foster discipline, teamwork, and civil responsibility. So, what that's saying is just talking about basic skills, normal speaking, basic life skills that everybody will need when they are growing. These are what primary and secondary schools teach them. Vocational training and apprenticeships offer practical alternative pathways, enabling teenagers to acquire trade skills in areas such as carpentry, tailoring, and ICT, providing viable routes to self-employment and economic independence. Significant challenges persist, including inadequate school infrastructure, teacher shortages, high dropout rates, and unequal access between urban and rural communities, limiting the quality and reach of education. So, in secondary schools, teenagers or adolescents also get vocational training like carpentry, tailoring, ICT, music. Those are extra life skills which can be used for jobs. And apprenticeships also include internship, which is experience. So when you're trying to get a job, it's easier for you. Cultural and traditional rights. Rites of passages across Nigerian ethnic groups such as the Igbo, Iwa Akwa, Yoruba Egungun ceremonies, and Hausa Shedi mark the transitional to adulthood, fostering a sense of responsibility, discipline, and social identity among teenagers. Community elders and family members play a central role in transmitting cultural values, moral codes, and life skills to young people. These traditions instill a sense of belonging, accountability, and readiness for adulthood within their communities. So, as I said before, they have about 200 ethnic groups in Nigeria. And in those ethnic groups, those villages, states, where they stay, the community elders, family members, and people in the ethnic groups help teach them moral, cultural values, and life skills. Family and social roles. Families teach teenagers essential life skills, including financial literacy, budgeting, and household management. Children are assigned domestic responsibilities early, preparing them for independent adult life. Parents and elders serve as primary role models, passing down practical knowledge across generations. So, as they say, the household is the first step to education. So, families teach children the first thing before they enter school. They are the first teachers. Your parents are your first teachers. So they teach them household managing skills, budgeting skills, and different life skills which can be used later on in life. In some communities, expectations around early marriage and childcare shape teenagers' transition into adulthood. Peer groups and social networks also play a significant role, influencing decision making, aspirations, and behavior, both positively and negatively, as well Nigerians navigate their path to adulthood. Economic challenges. High youth unemployment and underemployment. Millions of Nigerian teens enter adulthood facing a saturated job market, limited formal employment opportunities, skill mismatches, and poor economic growth leave many young people underemployed and without work entirely, stalling their transition to independence. When children, after leaving secondary school or universities, are trying to look for jobs, they sometimes struggle because of lack of experience, lack of skill, or they are not understood by the people working for, and therefore they don't get jobs or are underemployed. This can significantly hinder their growth. Poverty, education, and limited access to capital. Poverty forces many teenagers to drop out of school early to support their families, cutting off critical development without savings, credit access, or mentorship. Aspiring young teenagers struggle to start businesses or build sustainable livelihoods. So, poverty is a problem in many countries, and we also face that here in Nigeria. In the case of people having to leave schools, people not being able to go to good schools, when they are trying to find work, they have to leave because they don't have the skill because they could not go to school when they are busy taking care of their families. Social and cultural pressures. Teenagers face intense pressure to conform to traditional roles while simultaneously navigating modern aspirations, balancing cultural expectations with personal ambitions, creating significant tension, often leading to identity conflicts and emotional stress among youth. Gender disparities limit opportunities with girls facing stricter social expectations than boys. Rapid urbanization and globalization further complicate identity formation as teenagers struggle to reconcile indigenous values with Western influences encountered through media and city life. Educational system limitations, insufficient infrastructure and teaching staff shortages, and staff shortages remain critical barriers. Many public schools in Nigeria lack adequate classrooms, learning materials, and qualified teachers, particularly in rural areas, limiting the quality of education perceive, teachers receive in preparation for adulthood. This basically talks about the problems with the school or the teaching staff in that school for children, especially that of public schools, in which the classrooms are not very well kept or are not adequate enough to teach students peacefully or well. A significant mismatch exists between the educational curriculum and actual labor market needs, leaving graduates ill-equipped for employment. Regional disparities further deepen inequalities as teenagers in undeserved areas face far fewer educational opportunities than their urban counterparts. Opportunities and recommendations. Strengthen vocational technical education programs by expanding apprenticeship schemes, equip, equipping youth with market relevant skills, and increasing government funding for TVET institutions across all regions of Nigeria. I said before, vocationals are subjects done in secondary schools, and they can be clubs in primary schools for extra life skills. This basically talks about how if we strengthen those vocational lessons and programs, it can help expand apprenticeship schemes. It can help expand like internship opportunities. Promote awareness of support for cultural rights adapted to modern contexts, while enhancing family and community engagement in youth development through structured mentorship and parental guidance programs. Improve access to economic opportunities by creating youth-focused microfinance schemes, establishing mentorship networks, linking teenagers to professionals, and supporting entrepreneurship education in schools. So this basically talks about how if you can link students to other teachers or professionals, it can help them to get their skills faster and get more experience quicker. Thank you. Together, governments, communities, and families, we can empower Nigerian youth for adulthood. Hope you enjoyed my lesson. Thank you.
Your presentation shows that Nigerian teenagers are prepared for adulthood through education, family, and cultural rights. But it
Yes.
also shows poverty, unemployment, and unequal schooling. So, in reality, what matters more in Nigeria today for becoming a successful adult? Personal discipline or hard work or the opportunities at the background a teenager is born into.
So please could you repeat the question?
I am just asking that in reality, what matters more in Nigerian teenagers today for becoming a successful adult? Personal discipline and hard work, or the opportunities and the background the teenager is
What
born
matters
into?
most in Nigeria today?
So personal discipline and hard work is majorly what leads for you to be successful in life. The opportunities that come done by other people or programs are just aids to that.
Okay, let me ask one more question. If you could change just one thing in Nigeria today to make the transition from adolescence to adulthood easier for future generations, what it would be and why would that change the greatest impact? Why it would have the greatest impact?
Okay, so I think the most important thing that students need is access to professionals. So most programs now teach them, but they might not get access to talk to professionals one on one. So if some way there can be programs to give students access to talk to older adults who already understand what the children are trying to accomplish, I believe it will make the transition easier for them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.